First thing you want to do is take some black nail varnish and apply a coat. You're probably going to need to apply about 2 to 3 coats. And then one little thing that you want to do just before you finish off applying the black is take a little blob at the end of your brush and just run it at the end of the nail. That way you can see that the entire nail is covered and you don't get that horrible gap between the nail varnish and the false nail, and it just looks a lot neater. Next I'm going to do a really cool little trick called masking, and what you're going to do is take latex. I'm going to take a nail art brush and just cover the end with Vaseline. This is going to stop the latex from completely ruining the bristles. So you just want to wipe off any excess Vaseline, cover the end with latex, and we're going to draw a V shape at the base of the nail, but more of a slightly curved V shape. We don't want the edges to be perfectly straight. When you're using a little technique like this, it's better to really apply a lot of latex on the areas that you don't want to be covered in nail varnish. That way, in case you're a little bit heavy-handed with it, you won't accidentally mark the nail where you don't want it to be marked. You want to wait for the latex to dry, and this should take between 30 to 40 seconds. And I'm going to be using my favourite colour from Barry M, and this one's called Copper. And I'm going to apply this all over the area that we've masked off. I'm going to apply this quite roughly all over the area. Now, normally I'd apply a few coats, but I just want one coat for this today, so I'm just going to make sure that I've covered everything. And then while the nail varnish is still wet, I'm going to peel away the latex. And it's quite important to do this while it's still wet, because sometimes when the nail varnish is dry and you peel away the latex, it can get stuck to the latex, and then you'll peel off part of it when you take the latex away. So you want to wait while the nail varnish is still slightly wet and then peel it off. It can be a little tricky to get rid of this with your fingers, so if you can, maybe get some small tweezers to pull this off. And once you've peeled it off, you should get a perfect edge. And now I'm just going to surround the edge with a kind of a raspberry red colour. I'm also going to be using the same brush and make sure that the end is really sharp and pointed. Next I'm going to use a rhinestone, and there's two things that you can use to make this stick. You can either use nail glue, or you can use what I'm using, which is just clear nail varnish. Take a wet cotton bud and stick the teardrop at the very end of the point. And now we're just going to finish off with a matte finisher and create a French tip. It's easiest to really load the brush up and do this in 2 swipes. One from the left, one from the right, and you might need to do a third one just to clean up a little bit in the middle. Wait for it to dry and become matte. And that's it, you're done.